General Electric has begun dredging for PCBs in the Hudson River, 25 years after the contamination was deemed a federal Superfund site. GE discharged as much as 1.3 million pounds of PCBs into the Hudson before PCBs were banned in 1977. The contaminated sediment will be transported by train to a hazardous waste site in Andrews, Texas, near the New Mexico border. The Sierra Club in Texas has opposed the plan. Neil Carmen said, quote, "All they're doing is relocating toxic waste. They're moving a problem from one location to another and creating problems for future generations to solve." While GE is paying to clean up the river, the company's still challenging the constitutionality of the Superfund law in federal court. Meanwhile, President Obama's tapped a top attorney at General Electric to be the nation's top environmental litigator. If confirmed, Ignacia Moreno will lead the Justice Department's efforts to enforce environmental laws and defend federal regulations and lawsuits. Her selection has concerned many environmental groups. Frank O'Donnell of Clean Air Watch said, quote, "It seems as if she's spent maybe more time defending polluters than prosecuting them." In other environmental news, the Obama administration's given the green light for 42 more mountaintop removal permits, dealing a victory for the coal industry. Mountaintop mining involves blowing off the tops of mountains to get at the coal underneath. The Des Moines Register has revealed an FBI informant and an undercover Minnesota sheriff's deputy spied on political activists in Iowa City last year before the Republican National Convention in St. Paul, Minnesota. Confidential FBI documents obtained by the paper provide in-depth descriptions of more than a dozen Iowa political activists. This includes personal information such as names, height, weight, place of employment, cell phone numbers, and email addresses. Some of the surveillance occurred when the activists met last year at the Iowa City Public Library. And the Peruvian government has sent troops into the Amazon to squash protests by Peruvian indigenous groups who oppose plans to develop the region's natural resources. On Friday, the Inter-Ethnic Association for Development of the Peruvian Jungle called for an insurgency against that open up natural resource sectors like gas, lumber, and oil to private investors. This is indigenous leader Alberto Pizango.
El Comité Nacional de Lucha elegido por ustedes ha decidido.
The National Committee for the Struggle, appointed by all of you, has decided by expressed mandate to prepare itself to declare our indigenous communities as an insurgency against the government of Mr. Alan Garcia Perez.
Del señor Alan Garcia Pérez. Insurgencia significa para nosotros desobedecer.
Insurgency means disobeying the government because of the mistreatment. They abuse us. They are killing our communities.
A los pueblos.
And those are some of the headlines. This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman in Philadelphia. Anjali Kamat is in New York with today's top story.